Welcome to highlights from the 8th round of the CUPRA SimRacing Series from the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. It was Martin Barna and Alessandro Ottaviani on the front row, but big names were missing from the championship. No Gianmarco Fiduci, Florian Haase not inside the top 10. Off the start then, in the first race, it was a fairly poor launch from Bence Farkas off the second row of the grid, but up front all things were nice and clean. A bit of 3 wide in the background, but it was M1RA Esports' Martin Barna leading the way. Farkas and Kirill Antonov were going side by side through Curva Grande, with the Russian winning out. Attila Dina was onto the scene as well in a season best performance and moving up inside the top 6. As at the front of the field, Bence Zupanek was on the attack of Alessandro Ottaviani. He'd make an attempt down at the first chicane. However, coming out of Lesmo 2, this was his time to make the move, and it would become a M1RA Esports 1-2. Wasn't long though before Alessandro Ottaviani would take the position back again, going around the outside of the Rettifilio and taking back second position for the virtual drivers by TX3 man. Then a mistake through Ascari would allow Pliska to take away third position from Bence Zupanek, and just behind that Attila Dina was under fire from Juan Manuel Gomez. He'd run it in a little bit too deep through the Rogier, and then coming back through, Attila Dina would steal the position. Because of the concertina effect of all of this, Farkas was able to sweep around the outside, and then high drama in the championship. Florian Haase trying to back out of a 3 wide move, gets tapped by Adam Pintesh and sent straight into the barrier at the Rogier. At the front though, there wasn't much anyone could do about Martin Barna, with the exception of Alessandro Ottaviani. He'd try and go around the outside of the Parabolica, sweep back to the inside, but the door was closed, and Martin Barna would finally come across the line as a CUPRA SimRacing Series winner. And just behind this as well, a drag race to the line, Bence Zupanek grabbing third from Pliska. A dramatic race one then. Martin Barna, Alessandro Ottaviani and Bence Zupanek would be the top 3 from that race. Reversing it round, Matija Markovic and Max Pfeiffer would make up the front row. A race then of the young guns, and it was Max Pfeiffer and Matija Markovic on the front row of the grid, leading us down into turn 1. Adam Pintesh, though, the well-experienced 2-time race winner, was already on the attack, trying to grab second position. In the mid-pack, it was an absolute cluster as everyone was trying to find their own track position. The top 2 from the last race were going into battle. Barna already picking up the position on Alessandro Ottaviani. Pliska and Kirill Antonov were also going side by side, but Bence Zupanek had gained a few positions in the start of the race. Attila Dina making a big dive to grab third position off of Adam Pintesh, and then this bold move from Bence Zupanek. There's 1, there's 2, straight into the back of Attila Dina, but up into 4th position he made his way. Markovic made a bit of a meal of the Rogier, and Attila Dina was through up into 2nd position and then would try and chase down Max Pfeiffer. However, it was Bence Zupanek onto the scene again, being very aggressive in this sense, just tipping round Attila Dina, trying to slot a gap that wasn't there, and Dina was left in the gravel trap. And we weren't done with drama on the championship fight. James Montgomery were riding on board with Martin Barna, just unloaded very, very light onto the rear end, but heavy into the barrier, and Martin Barna dropped way down the road. Alessandro Ottaviani might well have been a bit lower down the grid, but he was still battling it out with big names. Gomez, and of course the 2019 race winner here at Monza, Gergo Baldi as well. A little bit of side by side, a big tussle for position, constantly racing as hard as they can around the outside of Ascari. Gergo Baldi went to gain that position, and at the front Bence Zupanek had finally caught up to Max Pfeiffer, and it seemed like Pfeiffer was going to be knocked out of a race win once again as Zupanek would hit the front. And it wasn't even going to be a podium. Kirill Antonov and Adam Pintesh had also got through, and unfortunately for M1RA Esports, their golden day wasn't going to be. At the front though, Bence Zupanek would cross the line just about in the lead of the race. And yet more drama here at the Temple of Speed, but Bence Zupanek would be winning from Adam Pintesh and Kirill Antonov. A crazy race indeed for the championship. Next round we head to the penultimate round of the season at the Bilsterberg. That is on the 21st of October.